is HWR's Four Corner Rant. It's been a while. Yes, it has been a while. I finally got something hopefully fixed. And we are back. Well, I am back at the helm of Four Corner Rants. Thanks, Rick, for covering for those times.
Always a pleasure.
And you know what? Since he spoke up, let's introduce the hardcore crew and let's get right to it. He is the boss. He is the man, the chief, the warden of this insane asylum. He is Rick Head.
Well, always a pleasure to be hanging out with a hardcore crew, and let's get going.
Absolutely. He is the incomparable one, Lance Moss.
Yep. Thank you, Joe. And, well, yeah, let's have some fun.
And here is his son and sister, you could say. She is the vicious voodoo queen of KCW.
Oh, yeah.
She's the one that still holds Dean Ambrose hostage. She is. Quiet, you. Keep yourself quiet back there. She is the lovely and deadly Zoe Nightshade.
Oh, you know it. And fans, we have a big show coming up at KZW on March the 30th. We have our double ring battle royal. All bombshells, including me, are going to be in action, as well as all of the other guys. Come out and check it out. Shopville, Kentucky.
There you go. Look at that. She's shooting the props there. Speaking of our props, we have a special announcement from BC Games and BC Games and more. It is Mrs. A. The other night had her baby boy, so they had welcome player 4. I'll put up a picture.
Congratulations!
Yeah,
Congrats. And KZW has a future little women's champion. She was just born. Our very own Sully Larkin had his first baby girl named Kira earlier on this week.
There you go. This is the time of birth. So then we're going to do a little, this is a somber note as well. You know, with births, we had the passing of Andy's mom. So our condolences to the Weatherall family.
Andy, we love you, brother.
Absolutely. We will always be his strongest supporters, and we are here for you. All right, let's get it going. We're gonna go through everything. First of all, Enzo Amore clears the air regarding Big Cass's release from the WWE. Back in 2018, Big Cass was released shortly after his tag team partner Enzo Amore, who I forgot what fucking name he has in his rap thing now.
Enzo now.
Is Enzo now?
No, it's Enzo.
Okay, Enzo.
Yeah, but it's pronounced Enzo. As well, Vince still owns a copyright, but he don't own it for the album, so yeah.
Yeah, all the pronunciation. He was released. The Sportster claimed that Cass was released due to an altercation between Cass, his ex-girlfriend, Miss Fabulous Carmella. Enzo spoke out via Twitter where he accused the Sportster of spreading false news. He stated the following: "I will never do this, but I'll denounce this fucking jerk-off. The Sportster should fire you for spreading fake news." Yeah, I wonder where that came from. Hashtag fake news. You know nothing. Big Cass never got into an altercation with his ex. They were extremely cordial. You're a fucking idiot. Sportster removed the article shortly after. He did, the guy Sportster did remove the article after Enzo called him out. Again, I don't know the situation. I don't know who Sportster is. I guess this is a Twitter person. I don't know.
No, it's a sports website.
Yeah.
Sports website. All right. So, you know what, Lance, I'm going to toss it to you first.
I do have a question. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Big Cass get released after Enzo got released?
Shortly after, yes.
Yes, he did.
How the hell would he know?
Exactly.
Well, I think the question is, keep in mind, despite, they were not really the best of friends, they were still kind of interlinked. They were a group. There was Enzo, there was Big Cass, and of course Carmella. So I think, it was started all part ways. I think, Joe, as you know that when you're professionals, you kind of have to put whatever differences you may or may not have aside. And I think Carmella, again, once they split, it was cordial. There was rumors that it was some kind of huge altercation, but Enzo, who really doesn't get along with either one of them, I mean, according to, again, rumors, speculation, I don't think he was spoke out like that.
Yeah, you know what? And I think in a situation like this, let's be honest, he is not going to jeopardize himself because who knows? There's some marks out there that will hire him and Big Cass to team up. So
I'd like to have a beer with the guy
uh,
because he sounds like he'd be a good conversation. Get a few beers in it. And hey, Carmella, how you doing?
yeah, you know what? Here's the thing for you, Lance. Put him in a room. Put Vince Russo in the same room. Put Sheiky Baby and give them all drinks.
Sheiky Baby and Enzo. Okay, fuck Vince Russo.
All right, so let's go.
No, it was Sheiky Baby, Corny, and Enzo. Okay.
Oh, jeez, that's even worse. Goddamn, son, what the fuck is wrong with your hair?
Yo.
Yeah.
Oh.
Moving right along.
Yes, moving right along. Let's go to you, Zoe.
Well, here's the thing, though, okay?
Uh-oh.
If Enzo was not there at the time to see all this go down, it's all going to be hearsay. So obviously, if you're getting in trouble, what are you going to do? You're going to lie your ass off most of the time whenever it comes to a domestic dispute. Now, here's the thing, though, what apparently Enzo doesn't realize. It has came from several people backstage that this did go down. He did grab Carmella, trying to force her into a conversation, and it took Eric Rowan to walk up and basically force Cass down the opposite way of the hallway. There's too many people telling the same damn story that was there.
Yes. And again, it's just like the famous, backstage with Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels and the stuff that happened with them. And when, Undertaker grabbing Vince and all that, when he was like during the situation with the screw job. So it's all hearsay. We don't know what's actual fact. Let's get to you, Rick. Final word on the Big Cass situation.
Well, I already spoke out it real quick. Like I said, guys, we really don't know what goes on behind the curtain. We can speculate. We can say, well, this is the way it went that way. Unless if you're actually there, you don't fucking know. Even all of us here are being speculatory. Nothing less, nothing more.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. You know what? Let's move on to our next topic, which is a phenomenal topic. Is AJ Styles has signed a new contract with WWE. For several months, there were rumors suggesting that AJ Styles would not be resigning from the WWE. There were rumors that suggest that Styles might head to All Elite Wrestling. Styles confirmed earlier today that he has signed a new deal with WWE. I'm going to take this real quick. First of all, I have seen zilch from AEW. Sure, they were in negotiations with Jim Ross, and they signed Allie, whoever the hell Allie is.
She was a knockout from Impact Wrestling. She was actually starting to make her way. She is a good competitor. Her gimmick I wasn't too crazy about, but she's good looking and she can wrestle.
And she's Allie's bunny.
Rosemary took her under her wing for the last little bit that she was there.
Yeah, all right. So let's go this. I haven't seen anything specific from AEW. Talks. Me, I would have already had a building. I would have had everything set up and start taping just to push it on TV shows. But that's me. These guys are either, very cautious. They're taking their time with it. I guess they're feeling out the talent. So, they were probably going back and forth. And AJ, I think he did the right move. He went with the more secure position, which is, unfortunately, the WWE. And there's still so much that AJ can do. He's held the World Heavyweight title a couple of times. He's held, the U.S. title, I believe.
That's correct.
Hashtag beat up John Cena.
Yeah, and he beat up John Cena, which is a great plus for us.
Yeah.
I don't think he was an Intercontinental Champion or a Universal Champion,
No.
or a Tag Champion yet. So there are those roads down that he can travel to. So I hope that the contract he signed does him justice, because even though he's catching up on age, he's still hashtag phenomenal worker. Let's go to you, Rick.
Well, even if AEW took off right after All In, and they started doing shows back to back to back, I think for AJ to take a step back to an indie company, even if it was on the way up, is a mistake. He's coming of age. His career, like you said, he's had a few more years behind him. Right now, he wants to make that money, and if that means being working for a company like the WWE, you know what? If it's bigger paychecks, screw it. Stay there, make your money, and get out.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you said it that way because it is true. You know what? It's secure. It's a stable position. Let's go to you, Zoe. What do you think about AJ re-signing with the WWE?
I think it's great personally because I mean, AJ, we have all said this several times. He is one of the most hardest working individuals in the business. Uh, I think it's great. AJ has, been on top since the day that he came to WWE at the Royal Rumble. So, yay, we still at least got to keep a good one.
Absolutely. Let's go to you, Lance. Final word on AJ Styles.
Well, one, honestly, the only way he'd even make anywhere near the money he's making now is if he went back to New Japan. But as far when it comes to AEW, they're kind of having problems, at least because as I see it, because George, our Mike Tenay, was trying to find a way to watch Double or Nothing. He can't even find a way to watch it. Don't even know when it is. But yeah, so long story short, anybody else forget that was a pretty puppy in the picture that AJ posted along with this announcement.
Yep, it really is. All right, guys. Speaking about signings, signing again. All Elite Wrestling is negotiating with Jim Ross. Here we are. We are talking about AEW again, and they're again throwing out the feelers. Jim Ross is negotiating with All Elite Wrestling. WWE Hall of Famer Jim Ross spoke with Outside the Lines, where he confirmed that he is talking with AEW, but made it clear nothing has been signed just yet. He stated the following: "We're talking. I haven't signed anything yet. My people and their people are doing their thing." On a side note, Ali, who I've never heard of Impact Wrestling, for a company that's failing, has signed with AEW. I guess, yep, you could sign with AEW because Lord knows you ain't doing crap in the company that you are in now. Might as well go with a company that might take off. So let's go now reverse. Let's go with you, Lance.
Well, when it comes to JR, I got to steal one of his lines. Business is about to pick up. Because, I mean, hell, he can go better than pretty much both announced teams on both WWE shows. And Ali, all I can say is AEW, if you're smart, sign Rosemary as well. That's kind of a package deal.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go to you, Zoe.
As far as good old JR goes, whatever he wants to do, as long as they treat him with the respect that this man has come to earn throughout his time in the business. And hopefully they do pay him very well. As far as Allie goes, if they're smart, they will sign Rosemary with her. However, Allie has proven that she's great in the ring. She's improved on her mic skills. And she plays both the psycho and the girl next door extremely well. So much to the point, fans don't care if she's heel or a baby. They love her.
All right. Well, let's hope that she gets also a fair shake in AEW whenever they start. Rick, final word on Jim Ross. Now, before you even answer, remember there was rumors months ago when AEW started that Jim Ross already signed. So now at least it's proven that he hasn't signed.
Yeah. As far as him signing, being a commentator, should he go that route, it's definitely a huge step for him. But as we've been talking about, from the time from All In to Double or Nothing, that's a huge gap, and I hope it doesn't continue that way, because if you want to be a company that can be respected, you're going to want to be that company that's going to watch week in, week out, week in, week out. And this is an absolute must for any wrestling promotion. If you want to get on the big time, you've got to go live right out the gate. Not necessarily on a Monday night, but on a night that SmackDown or Raw does not have. You have to find a spot where WWE won't even touch it. However, on the side note, for those who are interested about watching Double or Nothing, All Elite has their own stream on YouTube.com, so you can watch it. You'll have to watch it for a price, but that's where you find it. And it's going to be called Being the Elite, and that's on the YouTube page.
All right. And that's true. Again, I say, I hope that the AEW starts doing something more, because it's really bad when you're the way they are. They've just been holding off and not really doing much. So, like I said, I'm hoping that they actually do something and they move in a proper direction, get something announced. Because personally, I would have already got a building, everything set together. Because if this guy's putting money, is investing in their company, obviously he's an idiot, or he's letting these guys take their sweet time. I would already have everything already set, because you got to have that mindset as a promoter. Anyway, let's go into our final topic. Seth Rollins is dating a man. The man. And I mean Becky Lynch. Earlier this week, fans took photos of Becky Lynch along with Seth Rollins, who have been spending time with each other outside the ring. I would like to do that too with Miss Lynch. Some have suggested that they are dating each other, but nothing has been confirmed. Personally, if this is true, Seth, you're a lucky guy. Don't fuck this up. And when you're in wrestling, and it hasn't happened to me, I've been tempted many times when I was a manager in the independent scene. But sometimes workers in the business, if they're single, they might look to the other locker room to see if they can start a relationship, because it makes it easier, because you're both on the road together, you both work with each other. I think, in that kind of perspective, that is what's going on here with these two. So in my opinion, if it is going on between these two, you know what? That's a good thing. Sometimes it works. Let's go to you, Zoe. You're active in the indie scene, Mrs. Shango.
Well, I mean, that's great for them. They just need to keep in mind, if they are in a relationship, that if the relationship ends, how is it going to impact their time at WWE if it ends on a negative note? But other than that, I mean, Seth, please do not do to Becky like you did the last girlfriend. Do not be sending pictures of your to other chicks and get busted.
Yeah, you know what? But we wouldn't mind them sending pictures of Becky nude, so I don't mind. I do not mind that at all.
I gotta agree with Joe on this one.
All right, let's go to you, Lance Man.
Well, Becky's always said she didn't want to date anybody in the business, but like everybody says, the one thing you don't want to date is pretty much what you eventually end up dating. But like I say, like Joe said, if it's true, Seth, you lucky bastard.
Hey, he's dating a man. Not the other
That
man.
is not a man, it's the man.
Exactly. It's not like we found Captain Winky here.
Because with Charlotte, that is a man.
God, and she looks at each time. All right, Rick. Final word on this ringside relationship.
Well, Becky Lynch made it very clear on several interviews that she likes to keep her private life separate from her professional life. As to whether these two just could be very good friends who just hang out. Maybe they are dating, or maybe they're just kind of, seeing each other on a feelers kind of thing. And I'm, not trying to be sexual, but to see if they kind of, are on that level. They may be, they may not be. Just because fans take a few pictures seeing those two having a good time and shooting the shit, that doesn't mean nothing. I mean, hell, I had a lot of female friends who I was like buddies with, but doesn't mean I was nailing them. So I think, right now, people take a lot of shit. They see something and they make something up that might not very well be. So until those two, come out and make the announcement or whatever. And as far as showing their dirty pics and that, I don't think that's Becky Lynch's, who she would be at all. So I absolutely not. So that's that, and that's my opinion.
All right. Well, you know what, fans? We're going to move on to another Lance Moss controversy. And with that, it's time to hand the reins over to the incomparable one, Lance Moss.
Well, okay. This is the time David Schultz slapped the ever-living dog hell out of John Stossel. Schultz had a notorious encounter. Well, this actually happened in December 28th, 1984, with the 2020 reporter John Stossel, while Stossel was backstage at, MSG doing a story about wrestling and its secrets. During an interview, Stossel told Schultz, actually, now that I'm reading it, he made the cardinal sin when you're interviewing a wrestler. He said he thought professional wrestling was fake. Schultz's response was to hit him in the head twice, knocking him to the floor, and each time the attack, which attracted a large amount of media, which during this attack, Sheiky Baby and Hacksaw were in the door of the locker room laughing their ass off. Well, during the media coverage, later aired on national television, including NBC, which reportedly the network had received more than 1,000 calls inquiring over Stoss's health. Now, after this, Schultz was fired, but he was actually okay. But rather, it wasn't because of this. It was over a backstage fight with Mr. T after a show.
And I don't want to inquire as to what "No, Not Tonight" means, but I'll just leave that one alone.
Me either. Is Becky Lynch involved?
Anyways,
I just had to talk to the wife real quick about.
Yeah, I know you said "No, Not Tonight." I don't want to inquire as what that meant. Anyways, you have to keep in mind though. This is 1984. A lot of wrestlers. Again, it was like kayfabe was not something that was heavily announced. And when you would approach a wrestler about kayfabe, they would be offended. They'd be like, you think this is easy, and they got to slap you. And I even watched the video. He goes, "How's that for fake?" And like you said, he got back up and he just bitch slapped him again. And he looked like he was like pissed. This was not like one of those old like scenes that they had like with WWE scenes where they, or WWF. Even back in the Federation, if you guys remember, I think it was the refrigerator guy. I forget what it was.
Refrigerator Perry.
Thank you very much. Again, where he was kind of playing the whole role. But still, you back then you didn't want to say that shit. Today's world, everybody pretty much knows what the story is, especially once they had that Beyond the Mat documentary coming out. That was it. The doors were open.
And this is not the first time Stossel has been injured by a wrestler for for taking for starting crap basically. Remember, there was that segment that he invited Hulk Hogan and Mr. T before WrestleMania 1, where Hogan put him in a headlock, a reverse headlock, and choked him out that he fell and cracked his head open. And on top of that, then he sued the WWE, or F at the time, because he got injured, you know, because he has a big mouth. Now, I'm going to put it like this.
I freaking deserved it.
Yeah, back in the day, and it was an open hand slap that he gave him. Basically, the situation here is, especially back in the day, even up to my day when I was managing, you do not go in public and say it's fake. You know, you could say it's choreographed. You could say that these individuals work hard, but it's not fake because a backdrop, an elbow smash, anything can happen. You've seen how these people get actually hurt. So, it's kind of that scenario where this guy asked for it. He got in the face of a worker. The worker kind of put him in his place and showed him. So I think Stossel got what he deserved.
Yep, and honestly, hearing that story's just kind of got me a little bit red right now. It just ticks me off. Just for the key point, like, okay, here's the thing. We are trained to do what we do out there. However, accidents will happen. But for somebody to come up to me and tell me that what I do in there is fake, that the moves that I take are fake, that the moves I give are fake, kiss my ass. Get in that fucking ring and take a bump yourself for the first time. Let me chop you for your first time. And then come back and tell me, oh, what you do in there is fake. Bite me.
One of the things I'll tell you this, back in my training days, when I was starting to be a manager and I was training with Jason and Rebel, Rock and Rebel, he passed away, but, one worker was actually going and say, hey, hey, you know what? I can't do this fake shit. And Jason and Rebel gave this guy a beating. Because it's like, you don't disrespect the business. You don't do that. It's something that back in the day, you did that, you got your ass beaten in the locker room. And another funny thing about this too is, back in the old days, you did not say that because there were some serious promoters and bookers and even the workers will really get on your face and says, remember, if you get in a fight, you gotta win because you're the wrestler. That's how serious the business was back then. Mm-hmm. So let's continue on. Lance, take it away again.
Well, in regard to Stossel or getting his ass kicked, well, one, he basically used a derogatory term, so he got what he deserved. Because, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Even today, I know workers that if you say that, you better be ready to fight them.
Oh, yeah, like Swade at KZW. If you said that to him, you better be fucking running as fast as you can.
Or like my buddy Cody Hawkins down in Louisiana. You say that to him, oh, that's a big boy to be getting that pissed off.
And actually, the talk show host was Richard Belzer. I don't know if you he's more notorious as working earlier seasons of Law and Order SVU.
Yeah.
As Munch.
And what had happened was he did talk about, he welcomed Hulk Hogan onto the talk show, and he talked about being fake, and Hulk Hogan says, okay, well, would you like me to put you in a move to show you? He goes, well, yeah, I think I can take it. And
now I have just a little bit more respect for Hulk Hogan. Just a little bit.
Well, I've always respected Hulk Hogan despite the whole controversy, but whatever.
I'm talking about what he did to his reputation by working for TNA.
Well, again, like I said, all joking aside, he actually kind of hit him, and he put him in this headlock, and he was like not happy about it, and I guess he was actually injured a little bit, and then he was on a talk show.
Yep, he cracked his head open when Hogan let go of him.
Yep. And then he was on a talk show, and he talked about the incident, and apparently he had a totally different view on wrestling.
Just saying, in future episodes, I just might cover that one too.
Yeah. Wasn't there an incident at one point that somebody who was interviewing Al Snow and Bam Bam Bigelow, the guy had actually looked at Bam Bam Bigelow and said, "What you guys doing there? It's all fake, right?" And Bam Bam's just sitting there real calm for a second. Smacks the taste out of his mouth the next thing. He says, "Was that real? Did you feel that?" And Elsa was like, "No, oh God, no, back off."
Yep. It's when you're involved in pro wrestling, okay, on all levels. The thing is, you're putting your body on the line, no matter how it choreographed, no matter how it is. We all know who nowadays it's like this. Everything is all open thanks to Vince. But, when you go look and you see the scenario of these guys, busting their asses, it's still a very dangerous sport because these guys and girls still have to be in you could say in athletic shape. They got to be able to take a lot of damage. And they're not doing it per season like football players or baseball players or hockey players. No, they do it, 365 days a year. So
yeah, I mean, ask Seth Rollins how fake that blown out knee was. Ask Shawn Michaels how fake his severely jacked up back is nowadays. I mean, ask John Cena how fake his crushed nose was at the hands of Seth Rollins' knee. I mean,
exactly. I mean, I've seen firsthand in the ring. I've been in a battle royal with men, and I've seen men who will run into the post and it pop their shoulder plumb out of place, and then they have to tell the guy who's got a hold of him, throw me back into the post to pop it back in so he could continue the battle royal.
Okay,
it scared me. The first time I saw that, it scared the hell out of me. I about quit. So I was like, no, that's the risk I'm taking whenever I get in here.
Oh, yeah, definitely. All right.
Actually, you know what? We're talking about some of the injuries and stuff. This is according to WrestleZone that apparently an upcoming wrestler star, Kevin Stacy Irvin Jr. may be done with pro wrestling. He's actually suffered a concussion scare. So this is according to Squared Circle and WrestleZone. So this is pretty much what he had to say. So I assessed Kevin Irvin Jr. Irvin. I don't know who everybody would name Irvin. And judging it seems like it's true. So he could very well be done. While we're talking about concussions and injuries, look at Alexa Bliss. Yep. Alexa Bliss has been over a year where she was injured due to concussion scares. She wrestled two matches.
Her, by the way.
No. She wrestled two matches. The first one was the Women's Battle Royal, which she spent very little time in, and then there was a tag team match. It was her and it was Mickey James, and I forget who their opponents were, but again, thank you. She was also on the, paid very little role. Now she's doing a Moment of Bliss, and she's hosting WWE, the WrestleMania. That's the biggest show in the world, and you're a host. At her age, she's still young. Could she still come out of it? That's right. But again, it shows about how the wrestling part, or the actual the athleticism in that sport is very, very real. Everything else, yeah, okay, you could say wrestling's fake, but when it comes to the actual matches, absolutely not.
Mm-hmm. As far as Alexa Bliss goes, Joe, I know you wasn't on the show with us last Friday, but we were going over about whether or not this is a sign of her not being able to compete any longer or not. And I did find a link. I think that I shared it in HWR. It was a quote from Alexa Bliss on the matter. She had said she had suffered a few concussions. She suffered one recently. And she said that as of right now, she is taking a break from being in the ring at the moment. But she said shortly after WrestleMania, she will be cleared to return to in-ring action.
All right. You know what?
Yeah.
That's good.
You
Hopefully
know,
we get to see her. You know, and it's not just the wrestlers in the ring. It is the referee can get injured. Back in
Yeah.
the day, it was managers who got injured. Um, you know,
The
if you,
cameraman, remember whenever Undertaker accidentally squashed the camera guy?
oh yeah, there.
hell,
Oh,
remember when I think it was Big Show and Braun Strowman broke the ring, and
yeah,
the
the
ref took a
referee fell
hard
down and
bump
got
on the
hurt.
outside.
I
Yeah.
thought that was I thought that was Jimmy. But he is actually a real one, and this is Undertaker. I forget which of it might have been WrestleMania or right my regular show. And he came out, and the pyro was going off. There was some kind of pyro accident, or maybe it was wrong timing, where he had to take his jacket off because it was like on fire. And then he went over to the pyro station, just bitch slapped the guy.
Well,
Yeah.
he got
was
what he
not happy.
deserved, man.
Yeah,
Well, and Jeff Hardy got hit in the face with one of his pyros.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah, fucked up.
So, you know,
That's just
and again, it's a dangerous sport. And again, these people, you know, work all year round. So it's not like you get a time off. Kayla's like always, like so far, you were almost like every weekend
Yep.
back in.
I had to take time off of doing a variety of shows. We would go to a different city like every weekend. And because, you know, I have a 7-year-old daughter, I have a husband that's on the road all the time. I only get him on the weekends. You know, I have to put my family before my love for the business. So I have jumped down to doing 1 to 2 shows per month, but that's my decision. But now the rest of them, you know, there's several of them that will do a different show on Friday, come to our show and work our show Saturday night, and then do a show on Sunday.
Yep.
So
Yep.
they go and they go.
And with me back in the 90s when I was traveling around, we would have to do a Friday, Saturday shows. And this was like, you were doing double headers. And then you had to go to a little TV studio to do their little promos. So that was another thing that we were stuck doing. So, yeah, it's, you know, the body takes a toll. And it's people, you know, these workers today, you know, then you got the real idiots who hurt themselves. Like Zoe, you posted that picture where the guy got chopped 20 times.
Oh, God, yeah. Ooh,
There are
whew. That was
idiots
actually
like that.
Al Snow that posted it.
Yeah.
It came from him.
Well, now let me tell you something. You know, that's not wrestling. That's just being a
No, but
sadist. So, who knows?
Well, a lot of times, you know, where I'm still fairly new, I have heard a lot of the vets in the back saying, well, you kids got it a lot better than we did, because back in the day, you would get chopped by a veteran so many times as your initiation into the business. But now, my promoter, I love him and his wife so much. They are strict on the workers, but that is mainly because they put us and our health before anything else. So if somebody's out there goofing off and chopping the shit out of a young guy that's brand new to the business, they're going to hear about it.
Oh, yeah, back in the day, that was my way of initiation. I remember Jason and Rebel gave me a chop, and it stung, but they were professional. They were not going to chop me 50 times. They chopped me 2 times. And if you can hold that heavy chops, then you were part of the business, because they didn't want to deter you. They were testing to see how tough you were. So
Oh, they gave me 3, and I was able to withstand it. And I was like, oh, thank God, it's over.
I know back in the
Over time in the
Carolinas,
match.
I think they would just beat the hell out of you, and if you could survive it, you were in.
Right, I've heard that story too.
all right, you know what, folks? We are in free time now.
Yeah, went completely off subject.
We are.
Then again, don't we always?
Yeah, we are
True.
now on free time because we have a few minutes left. WrestleMania the rumors are going around that it was first going to be 17 matches. Another rumor came out that Vince was rethinking the whole setup, and they were going to change it up a bit. So that's again something that we will have to find out. But Rick, he knows the actual lineup right now. I think, right, Rick?
Right now, yes. There are several ones right now. It's that are booked officially. It's Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins. They have the women's triple threat: Rousey, Lynch, Flair. Triple H versus Batista, Shane versus The Miz, Styles, Orton. Basically, those are just some of the bigger ones. It comes down to about 9 matches, but there's still a couple of other ones. Once it's not official, there is Bayley and Sasha Banks are set to book defend their titles, and my guess, again, even though it's not official, would probably be against Natalya and Beth Phoenix. So if that match is booked, don't be shocked, because that's where I'm seeing that one going. There are few others titles that have to be defended. So again, don't be surprised if within the next 2 weeks you see about another 3 or 4 matches booked.
Yeah.
As far as the 17 matches, I think that's going overboard, and I don't think that'll happen.
Yeah, nobody wants to be there for 17 matches. So
I mean, I could see it going that long, but I don't know about y'all. That's gonna be a long ass show.
Oh yeah.
all
So,
right.
since it is free time, is there something that I could possibly bring up that I found out today that has honestly, like, made my day?
Sure.
How to keep
Okay.
animals in the closet?
Oh hush! It actually involves Beth Phoenix.
Okay.
Yeah, she had went off on a fan. She schooled a fan on Twitter. The fan had said after this past Monday night, seeing Beth Phoenix and Natalya on WWE Raw, and them getting ready to do this feud and go to WrestleMania against Bayley and Sasha, the fan had said that she, as well as Natalya, needed to lose at least 30 pounds. However, Beth Phoenix did a clap back at him. She had said, I'm on her Twitter right now reading this. I'm sorry that your insecurity leads you to body shame women who demonstrate diversity, strength, and beauty to a global audience. I hope one day you recognize your own true value so you don't feel the need to spread such a terrible message. You go, girl.
You know what? And I saw Beth Phoenix's pictures today, and I could say, yum.
She looks great.
No.
Yeah. Oh, I could go yum. And Natalia's not that bad looking either. So
They got curves. That's how women are supposed to look, especially, women of mine and Beth Phoenix's age. She's only a little bit older than me. We got curves. We flaunt them.
hey,
With
and
Beth
obviously he's
Phoenix.
never seen Bertha Faye or
All right.
or Rosie Ladalova when she was heavy, really heavy.
When it comes to Beth Phoenix's size, there's only 2 people who should, 3 people that should really care. Vince, if she's working for him, Edge and her. If Edge and her don't have a problem with it, who cares?
Hell yeah.
There you go.
And for those who don't know, Beth Phoenix's husband is Edge.
I mean, it makes, her to be an amazing person in my eyes, because these younger girls that are just, turning into teenagers, they're dealing with issues with their body. So they are a fan of Beth Phoenix, and they're seeing that. They're sitting there saying to themselves, you know what? I might be a little bit heavy, but I look good and I feel good and I'm healthy.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a
absolutely.
role model.
And even if you look at the workers from the 80s, they were not the glamorous girls.
Exactly.
Wendy Richter, yes, she was attractive, but wasn't nothing like a Trish Stratus or a girl today. It's, like I said, it's, everybody has their own beauty, and I think, like I said, I personally, I like it. So, I'm not going to complain about it. So, I don't
So
think
you wouldn't say not tonight to Beth Phoenix?
Oh hell, no, I'll be like, hey, I'm right here. Let's go. Bye guys. Have a nice night.
Oh
Here's
goodness.
Terry. Terry Boyer says, "Hey all, yes, that would be crazy to tell them they needed to lose weight. What the fuck?" That's what Terry posted
Exactly.
down.
Yeah.
Well, he had also said that something other about please, girls, try to keep it small and glamorous. I'm like, bitch, fuck you.
No, see, I think that's too much problem with
That's
today's
just too
workers. They're
much.
too small and they try to
Mm-hmm.
be a little glamorous. No, I want to see a woman of all shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
So,
Exact. Well, and then also think about like this, Nikki Cross. Okay, yeah, she doesn't come out to the ring in a little bikini looking outfit with tons of makeup on her face, but to a lot of people, that's drop dead sexy.
oh
Oh,
yeah,
I
absolutely.
want to.
I like
Nikki,
women with curves.
I'll put
I
like
like
this.
women that are thick.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put like this.
Just
Nikki,
goes
I
out
want
there
to
with a
play.
natural look.
all right. So now we went on. Okay,
Sorry.
Terry says I like her to go to tell old DB that she needs to be smaller.
Oh, she took a shot and beat somebody's ass.
Yeah, old DB will just beat the hell out of a person. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, folks, you know what? We're coming to the end of that time. And with WrestleMania coming around the corner, we also have TakeOver coming up. We will keep you all informed of what the matches are going to be and what is actually, what kind of scenario we're looking at when it comes to, what are we going to cover? Because I know WWE does the preview shows, pre-shows on YouTube for free. So, you guys get to see that while we do our commentating of the main show. So with that, I'm gonna say, thanks for watching. And before I do that, Rick, tell everybody what's going on and where they can find you.
Well, we're over the HWR chat room, and again, as far as what's going to be going on next Friday, for right here, Four Corner Rants, we'll be doing our picks and predictions. We will obviously be covering WrestleMania, and if we have the time, we might even throw out a few shots. What our thoughts on what's going on with NXT?
All right. And you can find us on HWR Chat Room on Facebook in the group section. You can also check this out on YouTube, HWR Show. You are the incomparable one, Lance. Tell everybody what you're doing and where they can find you.
Well, first off, Rick, you know damn well we're going to throw in our shots on what's going down. But, yeah, every Wednesday night I go live on Lance Moss TV and Friends. I never know who's going to show up. And, well, every Friday I go live on Lance Moss TV and Friends, Lunch with Lance. And I almost try to get back into making videos, but lately I hadn't been inspired to do so. I'm working on the next season of Redneck Gourmet, but I don't know. Anyway, you can hit me up on Twitter. It's at Lance Moss TV.
And finally, she's the lovely but vicious voodoo queen, Zoe Nightshade. Zoe, tell everybody what's going on.
Voodoo Vixen.
Voodoo
There we go.
Vixen, there we go.
The vicious voodoo vixen.
There we go.
Triple V.
Basically, you guys can always find me on HWR chat room. You can also find me on my fan page, Zoe Nightshade. Tonight I go live at 10:30 on my other page called The Nightmare Vixen to read another supposedly true scary story to give you nightmare fuel for the night. Other than that, yeah, we've got a big show coming up March 30th. In Shotville, Kentucky, Double Ring Battle Royal Carnage will be in action. We're going to kill it. Other than that, congratulations to Mrs. A and her man and, Sully Larkin having their babies. Andy, if you are listening, I love you, brother. You need anything, hit me up.
All right, I think that's all of us the same way. Check out BC Games and more. You can check them on Tuesday night at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time for BC Games and more, where they talk about everything retro regarding games, figures, and everything. So check them out. Also, you can check me out, Scoldrin's Realm, on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, where I do game videos, game streams. I also do blogs. So you can go to www.scoldrinsrealm.com, and we can see all that, the blogs, the videos, and merchandising. All right, I'm catching up to my Dead by Daylight with the new character that we have. I'm not going to lie, the new survivor is a MILF. So check. She's got an
Well, that's
ass
why
so,
not tonight.
yeah, she's got an ass so wide you can actually put the moon on it. So uh, she she's definitely a looker. So with that, I'm gonna say thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Lance,
Buy the shirts.
absolutely buy the shirts. Indeed, you can actually find them at sculpturesrealm.com. All right, folks, that's it. And wait a minute. Is Dean Ambrose on WrestleMania? Are you gonna let him out, Zoe?
I don't think I'm gonna let him out. I think I'm gonna keep him a little bit small. Shut up!
Jeez.
Gotta get some more duct tape, you guys. Daggone.
Good night, all.